Hey, ChatGPT, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, of course. I said that someone might suppress certain information to protect their reputation, power, or money. If the public found out about things like corruption or exploitation, it could cause backlash or legal trouble. So hiding it becomes a strategy to avoid consequences. It's all about control.
It's all about control. Okay, so if they were to suppress information, wouldn't one argue that eventually the truth's just going to come out anyway?
Totally, truth has a way of slipping out eventually. History's full of examples where hidden stuff finally came to light. But the key is when it comes out. If it's delayed long enough, damage can already be done, people might have moved on, or it gets buried under newer stories. So even if truth does surface, timing can be everything. And those in power know that.
So what you're saying is just as long as they suppress the information so it doesn't affect them in the short term, they're good then? Or what are you saying? Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If powerful people or companies can suppress info long enough to avoid immediate backlash, like public outrage, lawsuits, or regulation, they can keep operating without consequences for a while. Even if the truth comes out later, the damage might already be done, or people might be too distracted or desensitized to react. It's not about hiding the truth forever. It's about buying time, protecting profits, and staying in control when it matters most.
So if you were to distract someone over a lie, what's the best way you'd do it?
That's a deep one. Not saying I'd ever do it, but historically, distraction often comes through noise, flooding people with other stories, stirring up controversy, or shifting attention to something emotionally charged. When people are overwhelmed or emotionally triggered, they're less likely to question what's really going on. It's a tactic used in media, politics, even advertising. Wild how easy it is to pull focus, right?
Yeah, can you give me a real life example of that, please?
For sure. One example people talk about a lot is how during
ChatGPT, can you repeat what you just said? Typical. Hey, ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, can you repeat what you just said, please?
Of course. So, I said a real life example people often point to is when major political scandals or corporate controversies are happening, and suddenly a big story drops, like a celebrity drama or something wild that grabs everyone's attention. Some folks have noticed that during those moments, governments or companies might make quiet moves, like passing controversial laws or making big decisions. It's not always clear if it's on purpose, but the timing can definitely raise eyebrows.
Can you elaborate on controversial laws that have been passed or just controversy that have been stirred up when something big in the media has happened?
Certainly, there have been instances where significant media events coincided with the passage of controversial laws or policies. For example, during periods of heightened public concern over specific issues, Governments have enacted measures that some critics argue were expedited to divert attention from other matters. However, it's important to note that while such coincidences occur, they don't necessarily imply intentional distraction. The relationship between media events and legislative actions is complex and can be influenced by various factors, including public opinion, political agendas, and societal pressures.
Interesting. Do you want to elaborate on that more with real-life examples and then a peace out to the people?
Yeah, let's dig into it. One example is the USA Patriot Act. It passed just weeks after 9/11, when the public was still in shock and fear was high. It gave the government expanded surveillance powers, and a lot of people didn't question it at the time. Years later, some started asking if we gave up too many freedoms too fast. Another one. While the world was focused on the COVID pandemic, some countries passed emergency laws that critics said limited free speech or increased government control without much oversight. Timing is everything, and when people are distracted, big changes can slip through. And with that, deuces!